4 common morning mistakes people over 70 make, and simple fixes for a healthier day. Good morning, my dear friends. It's Emily Carter here, and I'm so glad to have you with me today. But first, let me ask you, where are you tuning in from? Are you in a bustling city, or perhaps somewhere quieter? Maybe you're enjoying the fresh air of the countryside, or the comfort of your own home in a peaceful neighborhood. Wherever you are, I'm sending you all my warmest greetings. How are you doing today? Are you feeling energized, or perhaps, like me some mornings, you're a bit slow to get started? You know, sometimes we all need that little nudge to get our day going, especially as we get older. Now let me tell you something. Mornings after 70 can be tricky. I know, I've been there myself. Some days it feels like I'm just fighting to get out of bed. My joints creak, my mind's a bit foggy, and I feel like I need a whole team of people to get me moving. But here's the thing. Those mornings don't have to be the norm. If you stick with me until the end of today's video, I promise you'll walk away with some simple, practical tips to make your mornings easier and healthier. Just imagine waking up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day ahead. Doesn't that sound great? Before we get into it, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me where you're joining me from today. It's always so fun to see where everyone's listening in from. And if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe to the Senior Wisdom channel and turn on your notifications, so you never miss a tip that can help make your life better. You won't want to miss what's coming up next. Now, let's dive into today's topic. Something I'm sure a lot of us, especially as we age, can relate to. The common morning mistakes we make after 70. I know I've made them, and I bet many of you have too. But the good news is, we can fix them, easily, simply, and without too much effort. And trust me, once you know what to do, you'll notice a huge difference. So, are you ready? Let's talk about the first big mistake. Staying in bed too long. Oh, I've been there. It's so tempting to hit that snooze button or just lie there a little longer when you don't feel like getting up. But did you know that staying in bed too long can actually make you feel worse? When we don't get up and start moving, our muscles stiffen, and we feel sluggish. This used to happen to me all the time. I'd wake up, and then, boom! I'd just stay lying there, thinking about all the things I could be doing, but too tired to get up. And let me tell you, those extra few minutes in bed were never as restful as I thought they would be. Here's the thing. When you stay in bed too long, blood flow slows down, and your body can feel heavier and stiffer. That's not what we want in the morning. So what I started doing, and I encourage you to try too, is moving gently as soon as I wake up. I don't get up and run a marathon, no. But a few simple stretches, even while still in bed, can work wonders. I began by stretching my arms and legs, moving my feet and hands, just gently waking up my body. I also added some deep breathing. It really helps clear the fogginess from my mind and sets a calm tone for the day. And here's something I want to know. Do you have a morning routine that helps you get going? If you do, drop a comment and share it with us. I always love hearing what works for others, and I'm sure our community would love to know too. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, Emily, but I can't just stretch and be done. Well, you're right. Stretching is just the first step, but the next thing we often forget is hydration. Yes, it's so easy to skip drinking water in the morning, especially when we're tempted by that first cup of coffee. I get it, I really do. I used to go straight for my coffee too. But guess what? I learned the hard way that starting your day dehydrated is one of the biggest mistakes we can make. Think about it. Our bodies are literally in a state of dehydration when we wake up, because we lose fluids while we sleep. And when we don't rehydrate right away, it can make us feel tired, sluggish, and even give us headaches. Now, I always make sure to drink a glass of water as soon as I wake up. I keep a glass of water by my bedside, so it's easy for me to grab. It's a simple habit that does wonders for me. My energy is up, I feel more alert, and my digestion is better too. Hydration really is the secret to starting the day off right. Tell me this, do you drink water first thing, or do you wait until later in the day? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a yes if you hydrate first thing, or a no if you're guilty of waiting for that first cup of coffee. Let's see where we all stand. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to the Senior Wisdom channel yet, now's the time. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you get notifications so you don't miss any of these helpful tips. Alright, so let's move on to the third common mistake that a lot of us make: jumping into exercise too quickly. Now this one is something I've learned over the years, and trust me, you don't want to rush into intense physical activity without warming up first. As we age, our muscles become less flexible, and our joints can feel a bit stiffer. When you go from zero to intense activity, you're just asking for an injury. Believe me, I've had my fair share of strains and sprains from not taking the time to warm up properly. Now, I make sure to start my day with some gentle movements, like a short walk or light stretching. It's all about giving your body the time it needs to loosen up and get ready for whatever comes next. And let me tell you, this small change has made such a difference in how I feel throughout the day. How about you? Do you take the time to warm up before exercising, or do you just dive right in? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious how you all approach your morning activities. I know that keeping up with medications can be another challenge as we get older. I'll be honest, I've missed a dose or two in the past, and I quickly learned how important it is to stay on top of it. Missing your medications or taking them at the wrong time can mess with how effective they are, which is why it's crucial to stick to a schedule. To keep myself on track, I started using a pill organizer and setting a daily reminder on my phone. It's a small thing, but it's been so helpful in making sure I don't forget anything. Do you use a pill organizer, or have another method that helps you stay on track with your medications? Share your tips below. I'm sure others would love to hear about it. Alright, my friends, we've talked about hydration, stretching, warming up, and medications. But there's one more thing that I've learned is absolutely crucial to starting the day off right: keeping your mind sharp. It's just as important as taking care of your body. For years, I focused so much on physical health that I forgot to stimulate my mind. But you know what? Engaging in activities that challenge your brain, like reading, doing puzzles, or learning something new, can make a huge difference in how we age. It helps improve memory, boosts mental clarity, and just gives you a sense of accomplishment. So, I make sure to spend a few minutes every morning doing something that challenges my brain. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book, doing a crossword puzzle, or learning a new skill, it really sets the tone for the day. What mental activities do you enjoy in the morning? I'd love to know. Leave a comment and share your favorite ways to keep your mind sharp. Remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to do it. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications. Let's keep going, shall we? I've already shared some important morning habits that can really set you up for a healthier day. But now it's time to dive into more things we can do to keep our days feeling good, no matter our age. One thing I've realized over the years is just how easy it is to fall into unhealthy habits when we're not paying attention. I've been there, waking up with stiff joints or feeling a bit foggy, and just pushing through it, thinking, I'll be fine. But what I've come to learn is that small changes really do make a big difference. It's not about perfection, but about doing what works for you, consistently. Now, let's talk about a mistake many of us make when it comes to the very first thing we do when we get out of bed. I know I've done it myself, rushing straight into a full day without taking a moment to check in with myself. We're so busy thinking about the to-do list, about what's next, that we forget to take just a minute for ourselves. The truth is, taking a moment to simply breathe, reflect, or even express gratitude can set the tone for your whole day. For me, I started doing just that. I added a moment of mindfulness in the mornings. As soon as I woke up, I would take a deep breath, stretch my arms out, and think of one thing I'm grateful for. It doesn't take long, but it makes such a huge difference in how I feel. That little practice helps me start my day with positivity and purpose. I know you might be thinking, Emily, that sounds nice, but I don't have time for that. Trust me, you don't need to spend a lot of time on this. Just a few seconds, a moment to ground yourself before diving into the busy day, is all it takes. And you know what? If you give it a try, I think you'll find that it's worth it. What about you? Do you have a moment of mindfulness when you wake up, or is that something you're interested in trying? Maybe you already take a moment for yourself, but in a different way. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about the little things you do in the mornings to set a good tone for your day. Now, we've talked a lot about getting up, moving, and hydrating, but what about our emotional health? As we get older, it can sometimes feel like our days are filled with more responsibilities and less space for joy. But here's the thing, joy and happiness are still within reach. They just need a little intentionally. One thing I've learned through the years is to find joy in the simple things. For example, I started making time in the mornings to enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, something as simple as sitting down and savoring the moment. It's a quiet, peaceful ritual that helps me reset my mind and set myself up for the day ahead. Let me ask you, how do you find joy in your mornings? Do you have little rituals that bring you happiness, even if they're small? I'd love to hear about them. Drop a comment below and share what brings you joy in your morning routine. Maybe you have a favorite hobby or a way you start your day that brings peace to your heart. Sharing ideas can inspire others. And hey, if you haven't yet, please make sure you've subscribed to Senior Wisdom. We're building a wonderful community of people who want to stay healthy, active, and engaged, no matter our age. So hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. As we continue to get older, it's easy to focus on the things we can't do anymore or the changes in our bodies that we're not happy with. But the truth is, we still have so much power. Our bodies and minds are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. Taking small actions every morning can help us take back that power and feel better as we go through our day. So, as we wrap up today's podcast, let's remember that the way we start our mornings has the power to shape our entire day. It's about making small, consistent changes to how we approach the morning. From simple stretches in bed to staying hydrated, from warming up before exercise to engaging in activities that challenge our mind and spirit, it's all part of creating a healthier, more fulfilling day. I really hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring. If you're trying some of these tips out, or if you already have a morning routine that works for you, let me know. I love hearing from you, and I'd love to know how you feel after implementing some of these changes. Thank you so much for joining me today on Senior Wisdom. I hope you take these tips to heart and use them to create a morning routine that makes you feel energized, healthy, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with more tips to help you live your healthiest, happiest life. Until then, stay well, stay active, and most importantly, keep finding joy in every moment. Let's keep the conversation going, friends. I'm so glad you're still here with me today. I truly hope you're starting to see just how small adjustments in our routines can really transform our mornings and our days. As we continue to age, it's easy to feel like we don't have the same energy or flexibility we once did, but that doesn't mean we're powerless. In fact, we have more control over our health than we often give ourselves credit for. Now, I want to talk about something that's been a real game changer for me, the importance of routine. As we age, having a consistent routine helps provide stability and comfort. When we're in a good routine, it's easier to stay on track with healthy habits, whether it's taking our medications on time, staying active, or just starting the day with the right mindset. For example, one of the things I've found helpful is setting a consistent wake-up time. It might sound simple, but having a regular wake-up time helps signal to your body when to start getting ready for the day. I know how tempting it is to hit the snooze button, especially when we're feeling tired, but I've learned that getting up at the same time every day helps me feel more rested and more productive. When I was younger, I didn't think about it much. But now, I find that when I wake up at a consistent time, I feel more in control, and my energy levels are steadier throughout the day. It's a small habit, but it makes a difference. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it's early morning or later in the day, just having that consistency helps your body know what to expect. But I also know that sticking to a routine isn't always easy. Life gets in the way, we get tired, or sometimes, we just want to take it easy. And that's okay. It's about balance. Don't be hard on yourself if you have a day where your routine doesn't go perfectly. The important thing is getting back on track the next day. Remember, every small step counts. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So, how about you? Do you have a consistent morning routine? Do you have a set wake-up time, or do you like to sleep in a little longer when you can? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing about your routines and what works for you. Another tip I've found to be really helpful is making time for a little bit of quiet time before diving into the hustle of the day. I know this might sound simple, but it's one of those things that we often forget to prioritize. It's easy to wake up and immediately think about everything that needs to be done, from phone calls to chores to errands. But here's the thing, taking just a few minutes for yourself before starting your day can really set a positive tone. For me, this quiet time has been key to reducing stress and getting my mind focused. I like to sit in a cozy chair, sip on my tea, and just enjoy the peace for a moment. I think about what I'm grateful for, or sometimes, I'll just sit in silence and let my mind wander. It's amazing how those few minutes can change how I feel the rest of the day. Do you have a moment like this in your routine? Maybe it's not tea, but perhaps you like to listen to music or do some light reading. I'd love to know how you like to start your day in peace before the busyness begins. Drop a comment below and let's share some ideas with each other. And speaking of routines, one thing I've made sure to include in mine is physical activity. I know, it's not always easy to get moving, especially when you wake up feeling sore or stiff. But I've found that starting my day with a bit of movement, even if it's just a few gentle stretches, has a huge impact on how I feel. It gets my blood flowing, helps my muscles wake up, and sets me up for a more active day. I don't push myself too hard. Some days, it's just a walk around the house or a few minutes of stretching. But over time, I've noticed that this simple habit has kept me feeling more flexible and mobile. It also helps me stay energized, which is something I've learned to appreciate more as I get older. If I skip this part of my routine, I can really feel the difference in how stiff and tired I feel later in the day. How about you? What kind of physical activity do you include in your morning routine? Maybe you take a walk, do some stretches, or even try yoga. I'd love to hear what works for you. Let me know in the comments and share your morning movement ideas. As we wrap up today's discussion, I just want to leave you with one final thought. Taking care of ourselves isn't about big, drastic changes. It's about small, consistent steps that add up over time. It's about finding what works for you, whether that's staying hydrated, getting some movement, taking your medications on time, or even taking a few minutes for quiet reflection. All of these things come together to create a morning routine that helps you feel better, more energized, and ready to take on the day. So, what will you change about your morning routine? Will you try stretching right when you wake up? Or maybe you'll start hydrating first thing? Perhaps you'll add a little quiet time or find a consistent wake-up time. Whatever it is, I encourage you to give it a try and see how it works for you. And, as always, I'd love to hear from you. What changes have you made to your morning routine that have made a difference in how you feel? Drop a comment and share your story. I love hearing from you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope these tips inspire you to create a morning routine that works for you, helps you feel energized, and sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to the Senior Wisdom channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. I'll see you next time with more tips to live your healthiest, happiest life. Until then, stay well, stay active, and remember to enjoy the little things in life. Take care, my friends. Now, let's talk about a mistake that many of us, including myself, make when it comes to our health: ignoring our medication schedule. As we get older, many of us find ourselves managing multiple medications, and sometimes, it can be easy to forget a dose or take it at the wrong time. But I've learned the hard way how important it is to stick to your prescribed medication schedule. I'll be honest, I didn't always get it right. I'd get busy with my morning routine or start my day with other tasks, and sometimes I'd forget to take my medication. Other times, I'd realize I was taking it later than I should have. It seemed like such a small thing, but I quickly realized how much missing a dose or not following the correct timing could affect my health. It turns out that medication schedules are not just about taking a pill whenever we feel like it, they're about making sure the medicine works as effectively as possible. Taking your medication consistently at the right times is crucial because it ensures that your body gets the right dosage at the right intervals. This consistency helps your body maintain steady levels of medication in your system, which is especially important for long-term health conditions. At first, I didn't realize how critical this was. I didn't think missing a dose or taking it a little late would matter all that much. But I soon found that inconsistency led to issues, whether it was not feeling as good as I should or noticing a change in how I felt overall. Over time, I've learned how much better I feel when I stay consistent with my medication schedule. It really has made a difference in managing my health. So, what's helped me stay on track? One of the most effective things I did was get a pill organizer. It may sound simple, but honestly, it's been a game changer. I fill it up once a week with all of my medications, and each compartment is labeled for the day of the week. This way, I can easily see what I've taken and what I still need to take. Another helpful tip is setting a daily reminder on my phone. I set an alarm at the same time every day, and when it goes off, I know it's time to take my medication. This has been a lifesaver because, let's be honest, sometimes we get busy with everything else, and it's easy to forget something as simple as taking a pill. But when I have a reminder, it's just part of my routine, and I no longer have to worry about remembering. Consistency is key. By keeping my pill organizer filled and using my phone's reminders, I've been able to maintain a much more reliable schedule. And the best part? I've noticed I feel better, more focused, and more in control of my health. When I take my medication at the right time and in the right amounts, I'm giving my body the best chance to work with the medication to manage my health. Now, I know this might sound like a lot of work at first, especially if you have a variety of medications to keep track of, but trust me, once you get into the habit, it becomes second nature. And I can't stress enough how important it is for your well-being. For some, it might be helpful to set a visual reminder, too. Maybe that's keeping your medication in a spot where you'll see it first thing in the morning, or placing a sticky note on the bathroom mirror as a little reminder. The goal is to create a system that works for you, so you never miss a dose. Have you found a method that helps you keep track of your medication? Whether it's a pill organizer, setting reminders, or something else, I'd love to hear what works for you. Share in the comments below, and let's help each other stay on top of our health. But it's not just about taking your medication on time, it's also about having open conversations with your healthcare provider. For me, this was a big part of staying on top of my health. When I wasn't feeling quite right or when I had questions about my medication, I made sure to speak up. If something didn't feel right, I talked to my doctor or pharmacist. If a side effect was bothering me or I was concerned about the interaction between different medications, I always brought it up. I encourage you to do the same. Don't be afraid to ask questions or ask for clarity on any aspect of your treatment. The more informed you are, the better equipped you'll be to make the right decisions for your health. Another thing I've learned is the importance of regularly reviewing your medications. Over time, your needs may change. A medication that worked well for you a few years ago might need adjusting now. Or maybe you've had a new health issue come up that requires a change in your regimen. Regularly checking in with your doctor to review what you're taking and why is a good habit to get into. I do this every 6 months or so, and it really helps me stay on top of my overall health. Now, I know some people feel overwhelmed by the idea of taking multiple medications or managing them regularly. I completely understand how that can feel, especially if you're dealing with different health conditions. But please, remember that managing your medication doesn't have to be stressful. With the right system in place, it becomes just another part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or getting dressed. You just need to make it a habit. So, as we've discussed today, there are a few key things to remember when it comes to your medication: consistency, organization, and open communication. Whether you use a pill organizer, set alarms on your phone, or work with your healthcare team, the important thing is that you're staying on track and giving your body what it needs. I also want to mention something really important: never stop or change your medications without speaking with your doctor first. I've known people who stopped taking their medications because they felt better or didn't like the side effects. But that can lead to bigger health problems down the road. Always check with your doctor if you have concerns about your medications or if you're thinking about making any changes. Your healthcare provider is there to help guide you and ensure your treatment plan is the best one for your needs. In the end, we all want to live our healthiest, happiest lives. And sticking to a consistent medication schedule is a huge part of that. I've seen firsthand how staying on top of my meds has helped me feel better and more in control of my health. It might seem like a small step, but it's one that truly makes a big difference. Before I end this segment, I want to ask you, how do you manage your medication? Do you have any tips or tricks that have worked well for you? Or maybe you've got questions about it. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experience. And remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any helpful tips. Managing your health is a team effort, and we're all in this together. Stay on top of your medication, stay engaged with your healthcare team, and most importantly, stay healthy. Alright, we've covered a lot so far, and I'm so glad you're still with me. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how much little changes can really add up to make a big difference in our mornings and our days? I know it's sometimes easy to feel overwhelmed or discouraged when we're faced with so many challenges that come with aging. But as we've talked about today, it's all about those small, intentional steps. It's about making simple, mindful choices that set us up for success, not just in our mornings, but throughout the rest of our day. I remember when I first started thinking about how to improve my mornings. I thought it would be such a daunting task, and I'd never be able to stick with it. But over time, I realized that it didn't have to be a huge overhaul. Instead, it's about consistency and small actions that build momentum. And here's the secret: the key to a better morning starts with a better mindset. If we wake up thinking we can't make changes or that it's too late, then we'll stay stuck. But if we wake up and tell ourselves, today is a new day, and I have the power to take care of myself, everything shifts. I remember when I first started drinking water right after waking up. It felt a little strange at first, but now it's a part of my routine. I can feel the difference in my energy levels, and it's something I don't even think twice about anymore. It's funny how quickly small changes become habits. I also used to skip my stretching in the morning. I'd wake up, feel stiff, and just try to power through the day. But over time, I realized that stretching didn't just make me feel better physically, it made me feel more present and more connected to my body. It's those small moments of self-care, whether it's stretching, hydrating, or taking a few moments to simply breathe deeply, that make all the difference. If you're thinking, I've got too much to do to add any of these routines, I want to remind you that you don't need to make every change at once. Start small. Maybe you try drinking that glass of water first thing tomorrow, or you take 5 minutes to stretch when you wake up. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be something you can commit to, even if it's only for a few minutes each day. And you know, I've also learned that it's okay to be kind to yourself. Aging brings changes, yes. But it's not something we have to fear. It's something we can embrace with grace and patience. If there are mornings when you don't feel like getting up and stretching, or you're too tired to stick to your medication routine, don't beat yourself up. Remember, each new day is an opportunity to try again. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself the permission to rest, and when you're ready, take those small steps toward making tomorrow a little better. Now, let's recap everything we've talked about today. Start your day with hydration. We know that staying hydrated is crucial, especially as we age. That glass of water is more than just a habit, it's an investment in your energy and health. Stretch and get moving. Even if it's just for a few minutes, stretching helps ease the stiffness, increase your circulation, and helps you feel more connected to your body. Stay on top of your medication. It's not just about taking your pills, it's about creating a system that works for you, whether it's a pill organizer, reminders on your phone, or setting a routine that fits into your life. Set your intentions for the day. Your mindset is everything. When you wake up, take a moment to think about how you want to approach the day. Whether it's staying calm, being kind to yourself, or tackling one task at a time, your mindset will guide you through. And remember, it's okay to take things one step at a time. You don't need to change everything all at once. Small adjustments, like adding a few stretches, hydrating, or staying consistent with your medication, can lead to huge improvements in how you feel. It's about building those small wins that help create momentum. If you're looking at all of this and thinking, this sounds good, but I don't know where to start, I encourage you to begin with one thing. Choose one small habit that resonates with you the most. Maybe it's drinking water right away, or maybe it's setting aside a few minutes for stretching. Just start there. Once you've got that down, add something else. The important part is that you start, and then you build from there. I want to take a moment to thank you all for sticking with me today. I know your time is valuable, and it means a lot to me that you're here, learning and engaging with me. You're not alone in this journey. We're all learning and growing together, and the more we share and support each other, the better we can take care of ourselves. So, if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join our Senior Wisdom community and stay updated with all the tips and advice we share to help make your life easier, healthier, and more fulfilling. And, as always, turn on the notifications so you won't miss any future videos. If you like this video, share it with your friends or family who might benefit from these tips, too. And finally, I just want to say thank you once again. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your commitment to living well. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, I'm here to cheer you on. Together, we can keep making positive changes, one small step at a time. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay active, and remember, every small effort counts. You've got this.